Alright, finally done with cleanup. So we're going to be for now. So we're going to be going to the last level of the game, the Haunted Mansion-ish area for Hypno Baron, who supposedly, according to Roddy Tops, is going to be unleashing the most unspeakable horror of all mankind.
You gotta live life to the fullest in the meantime.
Well, you're
She's dead.
Coming from the zombie.
But you're not alive. You're a zombie.
You know, we have the term undead. Is there such thing as unalive?
Shut up, John.
I think it's a legitimate question.
I'll unalive you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hypnocairn's castle area is weird. I don't know why it has so few findable things in it.
Well, probably because it's towards the end of the game, so...
I understand that, but even still, just because you can find it on your first run through, I don't think that that's a reason to not put anything there, I guess. Like, it would have made it... for one thing, being able to... It would have cut down on the amount of revisits you would have to done if they put a couple of those things in the Hypno Baron's castle and you could get them as you on your first run through there, or maybe just a second run when you get the Harpy transformation. I don't know. It seems very bizarre because it's got fewer things than even the first level of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed the snap. I noticed the snap, John. It's very minute, but it's there. Because it doesn't... Because I don't think it's set to go to a set point in the idle animation. It's just kind of set to go back to that animation, I guess, if that makes sense. But, okay.
Overall, I think that in terms of designing Half-Genie Hero, they know they're playing the long game with this one. Hopefully not to the amount of Shovel Knights like you said earlier, Ted. But I think in essence, they were designing all of the campaigns at once. This mode, risky mode, whatever you're going to do with Roddy Top and Bolo. And unfortunately, it leads to affecting the base game, where some levels are clearly longer than others and inherently more interesting because of what you do. Hypno Baron, I mean, this is the most complicated it gets here. And even then, that's borderline complicated. Because it's the standard, this door goes here, this door goes here. So once you find the right door, and then
You're fine.
This area is only 2 screens.
Yeah.
Like, technically.
And, you know, I don't really mind it because I find it just fun to go through. I mean, the game's not hard, I guess is the big thing.
No.
It's not hard and it's not super complicated. With that said, though, I still think it's fun because Shante is just a naturally fun character to control. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff here is very, very polished. Like, for example, the dancing. Like, you can transform into characters, and it happens quicker than even in Risky's Revenge, where they only had 3 dances to worry about. You know? So you can, and, you know,
And you can buy an upgrade to make it faster.
Yeah, so...
the metronome.
So you're bouncing back and forth.
Mimicutie.
So you're bouncing back and forth between power-ups all the time. It leads to a very fun... It's fun. I know I'm not making a lot of sense, but it does...
I mean, if you like the game, you like the game. Don't make you take that away
But
from
John has issues, which means that he and I have to fight. We have to fight now, because if you don't like a game I like, then life doesn't even make sense anymore.
I say, a Half-Genie Hero would be a better game if it wasn't weighed down by those mech levels and treasure.
Oh, shut up. You know, Pirate's Curse would be much better if you didn't spend 3 hours staring at the water trying to get a frog to get onto your pole.
Wait, I hate the big sections in Adventure. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, but you still say it's better even though it's a waste of space.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
That frog transformation. What a waste of time.
Hi, Abner. Bye, Abner.
Abner and Poe, they don't do much in this.
Well, not every character needs to do something in every game.
No, but I figure I figure as legacy characters, they have a little more.
I honestly, I think Abner has the best line of dialogue in the game, though.
What, you're a butt?
You're a butt. You're a butt.
Yeah.
That's my favorite dialogue exchange in the game because it's juvenile and I love it.
Stay classy, Abner.
Yeah. I don't know.
Thing is that I feel that when all said and done, when everything that was promised for Half-Genie Hero is released, I have no doubt this may be the best Shantae game out of all of them. If only because, you know, as much as I would prefer the risky equipment over the dancing, I at least still have the option of risky mode whenever it's released. It's just that as a base game, I just think Pirate's Curse is more fleshed out. It's definitely more interesting things to do.
It's definitely more fleshed out. I think that's undeniable. Yeah. Because it's a structure that works. It's a structure that's not only been established in other Shantae games. It's been, you know, there's a million Metroidvanias out there. So they know what they're trying to do and they do it well. With Half-Genie Hero, it's something entirely different, which is, I think, when it comes to stuff that's entirely different, that's both its strength and its weakness, you know?
I would say not so much entirely different, but more an extension of what they were trying to do with Risky's Revenge, only except get rid of the dungeons and the half-ass map. In fact, there's no map at all in this game, is there?
Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it feels an awful lot like Risky's Revenge, because Risky's Revenge, all things considered, still functions like a Metroidvania. It's just there's not many power-ups.
Very short.
There's not many power-ups.
Where is everything?
Actually, playing this, have any of you guys ever played Demon's Crest? Because gameplay.
Oh, the Red Armor.
Yeah. The SNES one.
I was going to ask if you played the Wonderswan one.
Oh no, that's Ghosts and Goblins. If you've ever played Demon's Crest, this feels very similar to that. Where in Demon's Crest there is an overworld map, but the game is stage-based. You know, you go level by level. There's certain routes. You can go back once you get different transformations to find stuff. It's very similar, and I mean, obviously the movement's different and whatnot. But in terms of structure, it's probably the closest comparison I can find. And I love Demon's Crest. I love all three Gargoyle games. Actually, I feel like they're underrated gems, and I'll have to do some of them for BrainScratch eventually.
Didn't know there were Gargoyle games by Disney.
Honestly, there probably is one, but...
And I should say that I think Half-Genie Hero is much better than, say, like Risky's Revenge, which is a good game in its own right, but it was marred by a lot of problems.
Yeah, Risky's Revenge...
But like Risky's Revenge, it feels like there was originally more, but there's not. And I'm wondering, I wanted to ask you guys, do you think that was because Way Forward didn't want to have us waiting too long?
Okay, so here's...
Quite possibly.
Here's an interesting thing about this game's development. So, as we were mentioning in an earlier part, they had the initial Kickstarter campaign, and some of these, basically, they said the game would be split up to chapters. In this case, like, a chapter is a level in this game, pretty much. And originally, the game was only going to be like 4 levels long. It was going to be really short. And so they added more stuff via stretch goals. And they kept that PayPal tip jar open, and eventually that got enough money to add, I think, like an extra level and the Bolo Roddy Tops Sky mode. And they eventually stopped that tip jar because they said, we need to shut down, we need to basically have an idea of how expansive the game's going to be and design it around that. And we can't have us suddenly reaching a stretch goal like 2 months before the game's supposed to come out and need to redesign everything, you know? And so they closed it to not give backers the false hope of something else happening. And if you look at the planned stretch goals for the game, some of which are really cool, like full voice acting and animated cutscenes, like that would have been awesome. There's, I think, like 2 other levels that they were planning on doing, like one involving Nega Shante and one involving, like, I think some kind of techno station or something. I need to look at it again to make sure. But I do think that even still, like, even when they were developing, they still kind of wanted to do some of those things, and they had plenty of ideas. So I kind of agree in that the game still feels like there could have been more to it, I suppose. Yeah. And maybe had the game...
And here's the thing. Here's the difference, though. There will be more.
There will be more, but I don't think there will be any more new levels, though, is the thing. Yeah. It'll only be new characters. And, you know...
Oh, by the way, what I was talking about earlier, if you want to cheese this, don't even want to try. Ride the eyeball platform while it's pointing up.
Oh, yeah.
Get high enough.
Bat. I did that.
Yeah.
It looks like Ryan's actually going to put in effort. Oh, man, what a loser.
What a loser.
I like platforming.
Yeah. Oh, God, what was it? But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if, had they had put in all of the stuff that they wanted to, the game, some of the stuff about the game might feel a little bit less, maybe, I don't want to say cumbersome, but it might feel a little bit more fleshed out. Certainly not in terms of story, because from what I can tell, they probably would just be more episodes in that sort of way, which is fine. But it would have been like, okay, maybe the spider transformation doesn't feel as useless if you need to use it for platforming in an entire level, you know? In that kind of sense. Also, completely irrelevant topic. They got Christina V back to voice Shantae, and I love all...
Everyone.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right, she does voice everyone.
Yeah, she voices everyone.
I love her dialogue, because she'll say, like, transform when she's transforming, and then sometimes, like, what just happened.
Transform.
And then sometimes she goes, transform, like, really quickly. It's adorable.
Yeah.
I think there are a hand...
So wait, that the earlier transform is like, it's supposed to be bored?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what they're trying to do with it, but, like, she's just goofing around, and it's just, I find it funny.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, maybe 2 or 3... Well, maybe more than that. There's a handful of clips reused from Pirate's Curse, but the majority of them are new lines, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's the creature of unspeakable horror.
Okay, so this was actually nice because, like, you were kind of wondering, like, what it could be. And I actually...
I saw it coming, but...
I completely forgotten that Squid Baron wasn't in the game at all. So when I saw him, I was really happy.
I did too.
I love him. And then they play a Risky's Revenge track completely unedited. It's just hilarious. Also, I want Squid Baron merch. Just like...
Well, they bring back 2 tracks. This song is from Risky's Revenge that's playing right now.
And it's got 5th boss billing.
Yeah.
It's almost final boss.
Yeah, and then they... I think they bring back the boss theme against Squid Baron from Pirate's Curse in its entirety as well.
Well, the theme that plays when you're fighting him is the sewer theme from Pirate's Curse.
It is? Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to listen to that a little bit more closely to make sure. But, I wouldn't be...
But either way, I was happy to hear it back because I love Pirate's Curse OST so much.
I love... All of the games have great soundtracks.
Yeah.
Let's do this all...
But Pirate's Curse, I think...
Do the funky boss track. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is the sewer theme. Which is a little bit random for Squid Baron, but whatever. Because he did have...
You're not supposed to take him seriously.
Yeah, but he had his own goofy boss theme in Risky's...
Yeah.
Pirate's
It had a really
Curse.
weird
In
name
Pirate's Curse.
Risky Genie.
Oh, God. Just number your games, please, way forward, for my sake.
Well, they did. It's half.
Oh, no. Now we're getting into ridiculousness. His animations are fantastic. I love them. Like, I'm only just kind of looking at them now. Like, well, paying attention to them now.
Why does Squid Baron explode?
He does it in every game. I don't know why, but it's amazing.
Actually, one of my favorite lines in the game is here, after the Doa boss battle, where Shantae comments like, "Oh, I think I blew him up for real this time."
It's actually that's kind of a running joke, because in Risky's Revenge, one of the lines is, "And you didn't you blow up in an end of stage explosion or something to that effect?"
Yeah.
Now I believe they're. No, I think this isn't the standard boss theme. I think this is slightly different. I can't really tell. Normally, I'm listening to the soundtracks a lot. And Jay Kaufman always puts a digital version of the soundtrack
Bandcamp, yeah.
on Bandcamp for a pay what you want model, and props to him for that, because it's he's basically giving it away for free, and I find that super admirable. But I'm always listening.
Squid Baron explodes again.
I'm always listening to it. It's a lot harder for me to recognize a lot of the music because I haven't listened to it on its own yet. I don't think that there's any soundtrack rips up. And he definitely hasn't put it on his Bandcamp yet. It probably will go up once the full
game goes live, yeah.
Yeah, so not another...
Yeah, because I still haven't gotten my code yet for the soundtrack, even though I did qualify for that too.
Yeah, so it'll be a while. It'll probably like a week or so from the time of this recording. So, and maybe the people watching it probably already have it, and it's probably fantastic. Deep down, he just wanted to be loved.
Merchandising.
Also,
the real money from the game is made.
You know, what the weird thing, though, is that in Risky's Revenge, which was Hypno Baron's last appearance, he was, like, the only truly menacing character in the entire game. And here he's talking about his merchandising rights and whatever, and I'm just like...
But he was always the oddball of the Barons.
Yeah, he was like, just straight up evil, whereas Squid Baron was just kind of
an idiot.
He wasn't even really evil in Risky's Revenge.
No,
like
Squid Baron's just kind of a jerk, and Ammo Baron is a big jerk, but he's also very stupid.
Hypno Baron had an air of mysteriousness to him.
Yeah, so...
but in this one, now he's just a full-out merchandising whore.
Yeah, so...
And you know what? If for some reason, like, he reminds me of, like, design-wise, like, get rid of the robe and get rid of an eye, he's a dead ringer for, Daniel Fortescue from Medieval.
What?
PlayStation.
Oh! What is this PlayStation of which you speak?
It was originally a Birds and the Bees project between Sony and Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo would never work with such a lowbrow company.
Oh. One exists, Ted. One exists.
Oh, man. New record. Thwarting evil 5 times in one day. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what the, does plot happen right now, or do we have to do...
Yeah. Now we need to get the iron slab and a hamster.
Oh, yeah, that. This is where I got...
a hamster.
Yeah. This is where I got stuck for a little bit, because it took me a while to find Adventure Guy underneath the sewers in Main Street.
Yeah, at this point, I already had the Vorpal Blade.
Yeah, same here.
Everything, because I did the comb over before doing Hypno Baron.
Although, I think if you wanted to do the super-duper efficient route, you could probably just go back to Main Street now and get both the Vorpal Blade and the Waterfall Shell at once.
Yeah.
Because that's all. Oh, and the scrap metal too. Yeah. You see, a lot of the Shante speedruns for Pirate's Curse that are up right now do it in pirate mode, which I guess makes sense because it's the faster mode. But I find it less interesting to watch because, especially with games like Metroidvanias and RPGs too, to somewhat of a lesser extent, how people route their movement throughout the area to minimize backtracking, I find that super interesting. And that's something that I can copy without having to be a speedrunner to just shave time off of my own playthroughs, you know? Like, I might not be able to do the super-duper fancy movement tricks or whatever, but I can at the very least remember a route through the area and be like, okay, go here, get this, go there, you know? That's something that I can utilize pretty easily. But
on the flip side, though, the reason why I also enjoy New Game Plus routes is because of the sheer technical level required for that movement.
I would say less so in at least the case of Pirate's Curse. And in this game, too, because this game has a very similar New Game Plus.
Foxy Grandma.
Traded for the soda drink cat.
or if the blobfish is facing to the right, the Yzuf. Yzuf. Yeah. I'm trying, but in Pirate's Curse, like, you just get all of your movement upgrades easily. So all you have to do is just get all the stuff that you would normally just have to backtrack to. There's not really, as far as I can tell, any super cool skips that you can do that weren't intended, I guess, to do in that mode. Same thing here. Like, if you do a New Game Plus run in Half-Genie Hero, you can just harpy over everything. So, and that's not super interesting to watch. Or even to learn about, I suppose, you know?
Yeah. I understand. Well, I mean...
I love this. I love the poor blobfish. She looks so sad.
It's like she's a blobfish.
It is kind of a pathetic existence. Maybe she reincarnates into something better.
Tapeworm.
You know, tapeworm's probably, like, I know that it's like a parasitic abomination, but living as one's probably fun, you know, because you get to, like, hang out on people's insides.
Good to know, Ted.
You get to hang out on people's insides and, like, chew on yummy intestines. Like, that's fantastic.
I'll give you 1 billion gems. That Foxy Grandma hat.
Oh, didn't you hear? There's a whole warehouse full of them. They're worthless. Oh, she's not flipping. I noticed.
Nope.
No, you have to talk to her from the other side.
Ah, okay.